Cosmic Huskies here with another Pokemon video, and today I'll be ranking the worst to best full art trainers from the Sword and Shield base set expansion. So I already have all the normal full art trainers except the Rainbow Rares, so I'm deciding to do the rankings soon, of course, and then I'll do a ranking of the top 10 competitive cards that are good in the TCG at the moment. So, of course, we have Rebel Clash, which is new for the set, of course. So I'll get into this video from the worst to best Sword and Shield base set full art trainers. So at number 4, we get Team Yell Grunt. This is a full art trainers which says, put an energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon into their hand. So Team Yell Grunt is kind of like similar to Crushing Hammer, and it's identical to Team Flare Grunt. And of course we had other Team Grunts, so like Team Skull Grunt, Team Galactic Grunt, Team Plasma Grunt, Magma and Aqua Grunt, and I think we did Team Rocket Grunt. So apparently this kind of delays your opponents. Of course there was a supporter called Nita, which if your opponent was a basic Pokemon, it puts him back into the top of their deck, of course, rather than the discard pile and the hand. So this supporter might not be played a lot, so that's why it's at number 4. Number 3, we get your rival Bead. Now Bead is a kind of an accelerating card, which accelerates energy, and it says attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon. Now, attaching energy to your opponent's Pokemon, to your bench Pokemon or your opponent's Pokemon is good, of course. There were Pokemon who had the ability, so like Magnezone, Primarina, and many more, of course. And we got the Frostmoth, which will be played a lot in water-type decks. So Bead kind of helps you bring whatever energy you want, and of course he is the rival in Sword and Shield who has Psychic Fairy and then becomes the new gym leader, so that's why he's at number 3. Number 2, Professor Magnolia's Research, or Professor's Research, however you can pronounce it, which is a good draw supporter. It is kind of replacing Lily, which we all remember, and it says discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Of course, we had other professors like Professor Oak, Professor Elm, Professor Birch, Professor Rowan, Juniper, and Sycamore, and Professor Kukui, and in the game Pokemon Master, Professor Bells. Now this will be played in a ton of decks, Professor's Research, so it's a good idea to discard your hand and draw. Sometimes you can still play it without having anything in your hand, so it's a good way to get the cards you want into your hand, and I will sure play this in some deck on real and online. I play it in a Morpeko and Bolton deck, and in Weavile and Obstacoon deck. So this is a great draw supporter, so that's why it's at number 2. Then number 1, we have Marnie, the best supporter card in the Sword and Shield base expansion, which is a good way. It is kind of replacing Judge, and she is a good rival in the game. And it says each player shuffles their hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck. If either player puts any cards on the bottom of their deck in this way, you draw 5 cards and your opponent draws 4 cards. So it's a kind of a fair way to get so you have more cards than your opponent. And of course there is Reset Stamp, which is identical, and I think that might be played a bit or not. So it's a good way to draw the supporters and shuffling them. I used to play Judge a lot, who we are losing, and Cynthia and Copycat as well, so they will be going. And that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what's your favourite full art trainer from the Sword and Shield expansion. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned next time. Take care.